This is a quick history of customer service and all of its shortfalls for the last 20 years and what the solution is that we are now putting into practice that is making a phenomenal difference in health clubs for our Rex members. A long time ago, in the 60s and 70s, there really wasn't any customer service unless you went to Tiffany's or the Ritz-Carlton. For the average person, nothing. Then along in the 70s, we had Nordstrom setting an amazing example for a little bit lower scale, but still an expensive place. But pretty soon, in the 80s and 90s, every business adopted a customer service strategy and philosophy, and it had almost no impact on the customer. Some companies went so far as to put in extensive training, 3, 4, or 5 days of training. Turns out that training lasts for about 6 to 8 weeks, and then it tapers off, mostly because the culture of the company doesn't support what the training did. The insights from all of these training consultants and all of these training efforts is this: it's more than attitude, and it's more than a bunch of right words, more than moving from saying hello on the telephone to how may I help you. That really is not customer service. There's more to it. Recently, there has been a sea change, a seismic shift in how organizations are functioning. And what's happening here is it's transforming customer service to something absolutely, totally different than you've ever heard of before. It's moving from organizations driven from the inside out, from the top down, to organizations that are managed and driven and given direction from the outside in, from the customers. The internet has had a major impact on this. Wonderful book, if you want more depth, by Harvey Manning and his friends about the power of putting customers at the absolute center of your business. So FedEx set the standard for delivery speed. Amazon ups that speed and adds one-click service. And now Medallia turns customer service into practical, outside-in business redesign. Medallia is a business located in Palo Alto, California. We'll have some more background. So customer complaints used to be, sorry, and what can we do to make you happy? But the organization's policies, procedures, and culture stayed the same, so that the chances of that same problem arising again, even for the same customer, was like 99.9% high. It was like digging a hole in the ocean. If you worked fast, with lots of sorries, and how can we make you happy, make a little dent. But as soon as you relax, the hole fills back in, because the organization is the same. The organization has not changed. So Medallia is a business that is not a club vendor. It's a cross-industry, multinational vendor that works with the best brands in the world. Four Seasons, Lexus. It's used in every Apple store to help them understand their customers and improve what's going on in their stores. It's extremely sophisticated and well developed. We are fortunate to have this in the club industry. The reason it's in the club industry is due to one of our Roundtable 2 members who's been there in that roundtable for about 10 years, whose name is Blair McHaney. Many of you know Blair because he was the president of the Gold's Gym Franchise Owners Association and helped turn that whole organization around. Blair comes from the state of Washington. He's one of the most unpretentious and open-minded people I've ever met at any place. He also has a mind that happens to be sharp as a tack. So he figured out how to apply Medallia in his 2 small clubs in Wenatchee, Washington, and literally transformed his business. Medallia had been focusing on Fortune 500s, but they noticed what Blair was doing, and they came and watched a little bit and said, holy Moses, this guy is doing it better than Lexus or Apple or any of our big operators, and he's doing it in small businesses. So they wanted Blair, and they actually seduced him to come to move to Palo Alto like 2/3 of the year and work for Medallia, helping them develop their small business enterprise, and that has focused on doing it first in health clubs. So here's what it's about. Daily surveys go out electronically. They keep going out until 15 people has responded, then they cut off. Nobody who's been surveyed gets resurveyed for about 6 months. Here's what it measures. The Net Promoter Score, which you should know about by now. The overall satisfaction score, and the likelihood to repurchase score. Without those three, you really don't have the whole picture. But the most important thing they attract is comments from the members. And these are literally gold. This is where the members from the outside give direction to the company on the things that it can do to improve. So in watching what happens when we actually literally have the emails that health club owners, directors, GMs, staff members send out in response to the comments, I could say unequivocally 99% of the responses by the very best clubs create disengagement with the customer. They separate the customer and the club. They do not create a drawing together. Only with the training that Medallia supplies through Blair McHaney can he help you understand, and it's pretty easy once you get it, to see how to talk in a way that draws people to you instead of pushes them away from you. And when you do that, you change the nature of the club member relationship. 15 members at a time every day. Now, in the clubs that are using this, these comments are often directed to the director of the area where the comment is about. So when your 5 or 6 directors come into work in the morning, that's the screensaver, the Medallia report. And they immediately respond to it. So it's a very quick turnaround. Someone typed in something the night before, they get a response the next morning. Now here's what's really powerful. You've got to understand something about problem solving, and it's this. Problems only get attention when they hurt. It's very rare that we fix things that aren't broken or create some discomfort and pain, particularly in our lives and our organizations. We've got too much to do already. So as something hits the pain level, we respond to it, and what we do is we take away the pain. That means we've given it symptomatic relief. Unfortunately, the underlying root cause is still there, and it will create a reoccurrence again and again and again. What Medallia does is train you in double loop problem solving. First loop, you solve the symptom, remove the customer's pain, build the relationship so you draw that customer towards you. But now, that symptom drops into a secondary loop, which talks about examining every system, policy, procedure in your club that caused or led this to happen. Now, often, the problems, the underlying root cause of the problems, are due to things that you've designed into your policies and procedures because they made sense to you, or they were convenient for you, or you thought they were efficient. And they probably are efficient, certainly efficient in keeping customers at a distance. So now what we have is a system for true problem solving at the root cause level on a daily basis. And if you look at some of the follow-up videotapes on Medallia, you'll see some of the examples of really stunning things that clubs have done to improve customer service. So I want to tell you that Rex has no financial investment in Medallia or Blair, but it's becoming the standard. If you join a Rex roundtable, there are standard things you do. You show up at the meetings all the time. You share your key performance indicators so we can look at your financial performance, and you sign up for Medallia, which is an extremely low cost. And so in every roundtable now, we have the potential of sitting down and comparing everybody's performance with customers with a set of measures that you just absolutely have never had before. Now there's 2 or 3 other videotapes in this block explaining a little bit more about Blair and a lot more about Medallia and how to get in touch with it and use it. Thank you for listening This is transformative for the health club industry. So take advantage of this amazing technology.